Converters. We buy, we sell, we loan cash.
That's right, Liesl. Now, with the current job market, it's become increasingly difficult for people to find work. But what about becoming your own boss? I think that's too often a possibility that people don't even think about. Now, we followed a lady who did exactly just that. Dumi Trainer started her training to become a Cash Converters franchisee, and she's almost just about to qualify as a fully fledged franchisee. Take that.
Want to be your own boss? Meet a lady who's living the dream with Cash Converters.
Tumi, lovely catching up with you here in Johannesburg. Tumi, why did you choose Cash Converters?
Yeah, I did a bit of research on all the franchises out there, and I quite like their model. The fact that you're buying and selling and you're also loaning cash. It was something quite exciting.
What do you hope to achieve from running your own Cash Converters?
Obviously, when you go into business, you want to make money. So I wouldn't want to invest and then not make money. But number two, if I can be able to provide job for 1 or 2 people, why not? At the same time, making profit.
And how's the training going?
I must say it's quite daunting, but at the same time, it's exciting because it's something completely new for me. And I must say the trainers, everybody is helpful, they're excited, and they're there to help you throughout.
What are some of the challenges from the program?
Well, for me personally, it's been to up my product knowledge. I've been a user for all these years, then all of a sudden I have to change my mindset and become somebody who's going to sell. So every day I have to research and find out what's new, what's happening, you know, what are consumers interested in.
The Cash Converters Training Center in Midrand coaches new franchisees in all aspects of business in 8 weeks, while ongoing training and support are available on a constant basis.
Peter, what are some of the services that new franchisees have access to at Cash Converters?
Well, here at the Franchise Support Centre, Liesl, the first thing we have is we have a project management team. The team is here to assist the franchisee in building the store, designing it, and actually project managing it. Then we have an IT department. IT is incredibly important for the franchisees in the stores, so they get a full IT support. We have a full financial department providing business plans and all financial support. And then we have a marketing department as well as our operations team. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here and there's a lot to be provided to the franchisees.
What does the training program involve?
Well, the training program is twofold. Firstly, we have classroom training where franchisees come to our support centre here in Johannesburg and they do formal classroom training. That takes place over 2 weeks. Included in there is formal computer training and all aspects of the business, marketing, financial planning, and just general operations, how to run your business. Thereafter, they go into the stores and they get in-store training. For us, that's critically important. The new franchisee needs to be exposed to the old franchisees and the real world of dealing in Cash Converters.
And the advantage of the training program for a franchisee?
Firstly, the training program is specifically designed for Cash Converters, for the business of Cash Converters. It's also put on with experienced trainers, so it's relevant, it's pertinent, and it gets her up to speed as quickly as possible. There are many aspects to it, so it really is, it's the entry, it's the basic, it's a foundation of her being a Cash Converter franchisee for many years.
So Tumi's done her program, she's done her training, and the store's opening soon. What's next?
Follow us and let's go and have a look. Tumi, welcome to the Cash Converters family.
You can do it too. Simply contact Niels Meiring at the head office. Be your own boss and a part of the exciting world of alternative financial services and pre-owned goods.
We have to say a big congratulations to Dumi. What a rewarding feeling to have reached the end goal in knowing that you've succeeded. Now, with me this morning, I've got Richard Makaiba, MD of Cash Converters, as well as Kashif Wickham, who's our resident entrepreneurial expert. Kashif, I'm going to come first to you about this. What are generally the biggest 3 obstacles that entrepreneurs face when they're starting out in business?
You know, I think first of all, it's the ability to raise seed capital. Yeah. You know, any business requires money to start up. Then I think in many cases people neglect having to manage their cash flow. In other words, I've got 100,000 and coming in at the end of May, I don't have it yet, don't spend it. So people don't manage that.
Yeah.
And I think we do that in our personal lives as well.
Yeah.
And then I think thirdly, it is understanding the sector in which you're going to operate. So, for example, if I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a pharmacist, and I want to open up a cash converters, do I understand what it takes to open up a cash fund converters? I must be buying and selling goods. As Richard said, you must know how to smoke. But you must know how to smoke within that sector.
Very nice way of putting it there. But Richard, the people that generally come in and approach you to start off as franchisees, do they come having money already?
Yes, they do, but they don't have it all. But the good news is that's why the banks are here.
Yeah.
So from our perspective, when we're opening a cash converters, as an example with Tumi there, you're required to have at least about half of the money to set up the business. So in the instance of this particular model, it's about R1.25 million. Half of it in cash, you've got to borrow the rest of it. And that's where the franchising model steps in. From the bank's perspective, what they're looking for is a lowering of risk. In other words, what stack the odds in the favor of the entrepreneur to be successful, because then their loan will be repaid. So if you're looking at a franchise model, you've got a proven business system, you've got a brand, and you've got a franchisor that is working with the franchisee step by step in building this process. All of it focused on lowering risk and putting the odds in the favor of the franchisee to be successful.
But let's talk about the acquisition of seed capital. I mean, that's quite a large sum of money, and not everyone really has that. So what options do entrepreneurs have out there? I mean, let's say you think of yourself as having the skill, you have the tenacity, and you'd like to start. What do you do?
Well, there are four. I think one, you can approach the traditional bank. We go to the bank and say, I want a loan, I want to buy cash converters. Okay. And as Richard said, they'd be leaning towards a franchise operation because it's tried and tested. Yes. The second one is venture capitalists. Now, South Africa doesn't have a huge culture of VC funding, as we call it. But the venture capitalist typically will give you the money unsecured. You don't have to bond your house, but it'll take a slug in the business. So using cash converters as an example, you'll say, I like you, Kashif, I like what you're doing. I'll give you all of the money, but I want to own 50% of the business. But he has a clear exit strategy. You'll exit after 5 years. And you'll agree on that upfront. You'll say, you're giving me R1 million. After 5 years when you leave, I want 3 million back, and you're going to pay him that. Then you have an angel investor, typically a family or friend. Who'll say, Katlego, I like what you're doing. Here's $1 million. Pay me in 2-3 years' time, and that's all I need to know. Yes. And then, of course, an investor who comes in with you, says to you, you run the cash converters, I don't have the time, I'll put up the money, you put up the time, and that's how we go forward. And he owns a slug of the business as well.
Now, angel investors are very, very difficult to find. And as you said, South Africa doesn't have a culture of venture capitalization. So if you had to go the traditional route, what is a
bank?
Going
to the bank,
what are you looking
other than your mother and your wife?
Your wife? Wow.
What they would require is, if it's a franchise operation, they'd want to know that Richard & Company has approved the site, first of all, and secondly, has approved you as an operator. So don't go to them and say, I want to open up a cash converters. Go to the cash converters first and say, do you like my site? Do you like me as an entrepreneur? Have I got the ability? So get those boxes ticked first. Go to the bank. The bank will require collateral. What is collateral? If you own a immovable asset, what's an immovable asset? A house. They would want you to put a second bond on the house. Again, if it's for, let's say, R1 million, they'll say, Katlego, your house is worth R2 million. You've got a bond of R1 million on it still. So there's about $800,000 equity in there, so you can borrow up to $800,000. Yes. And then, of course, the ability to repay that loan. Very important. They'll say, yes, you've got an asset, but can you repay it? So those are the things that they'll be looking for.
But Richard, as a closing statement quickly, if you had to just give someone out there, because I think the thing that goes on in my mind is, but what if it fails? What if it fails? What are the benefits of going franchising?
Well, the fundamental benefit is the lowering of risk. You've got a proven business model, and as long as you follow that recipe that is provided by the franchisor, there should be no reason why you're going to fail.
And the consistent support is there as well.
Absolutely, all the time.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. If you are a young and budding entrepreneur out there and you're looking for this kind of opportunity, make sure you go onto our website, expressoshow.com. We'll give you all the details so you know exactly what to do. Lots more to come. Stick around with us on Expresso.
Don't get lazy this winter. Summer is only months away. Cash converters have the ideal solution to keep you in tip-top shape during the cooler months. With over 50 stores nationwide, Cash Converters is the perfect place to find your gym and fitness accessories. Exercising at home has never been so easy. So be cash clever and keep fit this winter with Cash Converters.
Cash Converters. We buy, we sell, we loan cash.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.